You okay, Colleen?
Yeah, I did a fair amount of. I own one of the buildings we have a store in, and it's, as we know, it's, by the time this airs, probably late August, early September. Hadn't pulled a weed all year because of the surgery and all that. Greatly underestimated the amount of work that needed to be done yesterday. And then the neighbors behind the fence don't take care of their lawn, so we've had a crap ton of rain this year. So I had almost half a parking spot filled with dirt and mud, so I'm moving that. Yeah, I've hired someone to finish the job. I can't do it. So I'm moving around here. I'm like, ow. I actually, for lunch, I took 4 Advil, got in my car. It's nice out today in Minnesota. It's like 75. But I cranked the heat on my seat so I could have the heat in my lower back.
Oh, that's...
I'm like, okay, I don't have a heating pad, but you know what I do have? My car.
That's hilarious. Oh, my God.
And it really worked. And then so... I came back. They're like, well, how come you're not, just go home? And I'm like, I said I'd do a podcast because I'll be taking my daughter to school in a week or so. So we, trying to bank a few here. And I'm just they're like, you come back. And then so Liz says, did you hear about this? I said, no. So I did a Google while you're setting up here. And there's a headline that I need to share with you, which is,
I want to hear it.
Okay. This is, 5 elderly men, 85-year-old woman arrested for public sex in a Connecticut park. Now, what I find fascinating about this is that, of course, they have to mention how old the woman is. Well, there's only one of them and 5 of her. So I'm like, this woman knows how to have a good time.
Clearly.
Even at 85. And the guys are all in the 60s, except for one is 82. And since the woman and the man also have their same last name, Butler, I'm assuming maybe they are a couple.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking, if you're 82 and you're 85 and you are meeting up with other people to have sex in a public park, these two have had probably the most amazing sex for 7 decades.
Yeah.
I'm going to cough here. Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just laughing. I was like, that is some awesome effing sex. Mind you, should it be in a public park? No.
Yeah, but I have got to give them props, mad props.
Yeah. It was, the police found them because they've had reports of, bad behavior in the park, so they set up cameras. And then so they found these 5, and then they found out later that the park had actually been listed as in the, at least one city hookup guide website.
You're kidding me. So
it was Fairfield, Connecticut.
Okay, so what's the cop code for that? Octo 696969. Whoop whoop whoop.
Here's this. Okay, 6 of them were charged with a breach of peace, and 2 of the men were faced with additional charge of public indecency because they found one of them with a shirt and shorts draped over him when wearing no underwear. They told the one guy told him investigators he was nude for medical reasons.
Yeah, okay. Perfect. Yeah.
They were released after promising to appear at court on a later date. Honestly, they need... like I said, that takes... you go, girl. That is...
all of them.
All of them. That is spectacular. And I think it's, one, there was only one woman, but 2, I think possibly the woman's age got listed because... women are not that old or not supposed to enjoy sex or want sex? Do you think they would have listed it if it was if it had been a 40-year-old woman and these guys, and we probably would have thought that she was a hooker. You know what I mean? So, but it's just... Okay, couple things. But elderly men, and honestly, are guys in their 60s elderly?
I don't think so.
I know. So yeah, there was one guy was in his 82. Mm-hmm. But it makes a better headline. It makes you click on it. Sure. I get that.
Okay, here's my take on this. They did eventually list everybody's age.
Yes.
Because what makes this story quite hilarious and everything else is that they're not kids, and they're out there doing something that younger people are generally caught doing. So I say yay, and I hope the judge just says, you know what?
Yeah.
Just
Don't do it again.
I would not slap anything because that might give him ideas.
Yes.
But just, whatever.
Yeah, I bet they get a fine. Maybe I gotta pick up garbage or something.
Or deliver Meals on Wheels. Slip a condom in there promote.
I guess that is a hell of a lot of, and another part of me wants to go, they're missing an important part of the story here. More than likely, if you've got 5 guys, you're going to need some extra lube. Did they do a brand of lube?
Well, and you never know. Maybe a couple of them were watching and pleasuring and themselves and all that other kind of stuff.
So that just made me crack.
Okay. In other news from the Great Northern Sex Cast, really at a beautiful time of year in the Great Northern Territory where we are. My favorite. We're coming into my most charmed time of the year. Honestly, I think so.
Oh,
it's
Minnesota
so beautiful
is
here.
Beautiful in the fall. Yeah, State Fair.
Yep.
Because food on a stick. How can you miss up with that? Or and I always get a new water bottle every year because I go to the dairy barn and I know all the answers. They never change the quiz.
Oh God.
So I just fill it out and I get a new water bottle every year.
Oh, awesome! Good for you. Okay, so armpit hair has made news. We like to talk about body positivity and breaking stereotypes and things like that. And a 28-year-old actress and model did a new essay for Harper's Bazaar, and she raised some eyebrows by raising her arms because she's got hair. And she, went into the whole topic in her essay saying, sometimes I like to grow it out, sometimes I cut it. And she just said, this is about my idea of what makes me feel sexy, not what everybody else says that I should do.
For what I understand, it's like pheromone central. I mean, if you can trap, everything in your, I am a sweaty thing. So the idea of extra sweaty hair, I've been socialized way too much to for me to have armpit hair. But I know people who do, and it's shocking. It really does catch your eye.
Yeah.
And but you get used to it. It takes seconds to get used to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of like you.
I'm surprised, yeah.
It looks hot.
Yeah, and I'm just such a sweaty person. But I go through, but especially if you're talking about a magazine such as Harper's or different ones, stuff like that, if they're just, someone can write an essay on like, I have armpit hair. I was going through there.
But so many people.
Yeah, it's still. Considering the fact that I'm pretty sure Harper's hasn't taken any sort of pledge to not Photoshop, you're not finding a stray hair anywhere on those pages.
Right. Oh yeah.
So quite a juxtaposition there.
It wouldn't be for me, but I don't care if somebody else does it. It's like, enjoy yourself. Whatever makes you happy. Go right ahead. But I just think it's interesting. At some of the things that are getting mainstreamed, and the idea that it's kind of choice is kind of fun.
Have hair, don't have hair, stuff like that. I can't handle hairy legs. I'm too itchy. I'm just I don't know if I could rearrange my brain for me to have hairy legs.
Yeah,
but I don't care if somebody else does.
Yeah, yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I know I mentioned this, but now I've got the story in front of me, and I want to reiterate it because I couldn't think of the gal's name, and it's a comedian. Her name is Whitney Cummings, and she's the one who got almost blackmailed. She had put up an Instagram photo of herself that accidentally showed nipple.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then she realized it later and took it down, and some people had screenshotted it, and they tried to blackmail her. And
it's my nipple.
Yeah.
She took it down not because she was embarrassed, but because she didn't want to be kicked off of whatever social media platform she was on. I mean, it was going to be taken down by them eventually.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's a nipple.
Oh. I know. Ooh. Well, I love this quote from her. She says, "They all must think I'm way more famous than I am, but they also must think I'm way more easily intimidated than I am." And she said, "So if anybody's going to make money off my nipple, it's going to be me." I love that.
I mean, I'm like, how is a nipple? I mean, anywhere in the U.S. right now, who cares about a nipple?
Right.
Unless you're social media like Instagram and Facebook, and you make the nipple go away because it's awful. If it's a female nipple,
yeah.
But nobody else gives a shit about a nipple.
Absolutely.
Put it this way, nobody else that counts gives a shit about a nipple, because if you do, then that...
Yeah. Well, she also said, y'all can have my nipple, but not my time or money anymore. And she's getting a lot of support for her handling, and including other supporters that posted embarrassing photos of themselves, to say, hey, I've done this too, and all of that.
Just the amount of, I mean, there's plenty of pictures out there. Someone got of an elbow that looks like a butt, and people panicked, or cleavage. You know what I mean? Just everything is just so weird. Well, that's not who I thought it was at all. I was picturing a completely different person.
Oh, so you don't know? Let me see. Oh, she's cute. Well,
you know what she reminds me of is sort of a like. I don't know. Oh God. Now it's going to drive me crazy, because for a second I was thinking maybe it was the actress who played Marsha Brady when she was younger.
Oh, Eve Plum?
Eve Plum.
No, that was...
But that's...
No,
that was...
No, that was Jan.
That was Jan.
Marsha. Who was Marsha?
I don't remember. I'm Brady, but... And then... Who's married to Justin Timberlake? Jessica Biel. She sort of looks like Jessica.
Yes, she does.
Okay, there we go.
That's
so if Jessica Biel and one of the Bradys, had some sort of genetic baby, that's who this person looks like.
Okay. So. All right. So, have you ever had a kidney stone?
No, but I've had gallstones.
Okay.
And boy, that sucked.
It hurts?
Oh, yeah. It is not pleasant.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, a South Dakota woman was suffering from kidney stones. Mm-hmm. I guess it sucks. And what happened was she did not, in fact, have kidney stones. She had triplets. She was 34 weeks pregnant with triplets and didn't know it. I don't even really know where to start with this.
That is such a level of denial. Now, okay. I do know, you can Google this if people don't know they're pregnant all the time. There's a lot of times when people are severely overweight, you may not, and if you gained, you may not know it. So I don't know how old she is, but still. But I at one point, and then that also messes with your period. Someone could be off on that.
You'd think.
But I would think, though, that possibly... Well, there's 3 of them in there, so maybe they're not moving around and kicking. But at one point, that's pretty... I've never had... what I have here, as I'm circling my hand over my gut, no baby zone. I've got a no baby zone.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure my friends who have had children, and the people I know, would find that, although it has happened before, it is rather spectacular that you would... Like, oh, there's a child. Yeah. And there's another child. Oh, my God. The folks in the ER must have just been gobsmacked. Oh. Besides, of course, the
well, they had 2 kids. She's a mom of 2, and now she's got 5.
Well, okay, right there you say mom of 2. She's just too fucking tired. She doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Okay. She thought it was kidney stones because she's had them before. She said, she told radio station KOTA in South Dakota. And the dad was like, when the third one... They were getting a 3rd blanket when this was all happening. Mm-hmm. And they said, hey, we got to get another blanket. He goes, no, excuse me, put it back. I was told twins, and I'm trying to get my head around that. There's a 3rd one. So the guy was just like, oh, my God, it was 2 girls and a boy. And they were naturally conceived. And they said they're thankful for everything that people donated stuff and everything else. Because
surprise baby, but surprise triplets. That is... it is mind-boggling because you're like, how did you not know? But obviously she didn't.
Okay.
And they're not,
Can I just tell you, a friend of mine and she's a small woman. She's only 5'4". Mm-hmm. And she's a tiny lady. And her last bout with childbirth was a set of fraternal twins. And they're about 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And she was absolutely enormous. I saw her propped up on a couch, and I'm like, oh my God, is she ever going to be a normal size again? I was astounded at how humongous this little person was with these babies. And she did amazingly. The body did go back. But so to think that there was 3, I can't even, in my wildest imagination.
I bet she was not the small. I bet, unlike your friend, this person was probably not small.
Okay. I
was going through there. Honestly, I'm looking at myself. If I was to, let's say, gain another 15 pounds right now. And, it's because some people don't gain a lot of weight or something like that. I bet you anything I could hide a kid. I mean, not that my uterus.
3?
Yeah, no, not 3. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were a good, she doesn't look that big. I looked up pictures. They must have been very tiny.
They were 4 pounds each, which, quite honestly, for 34 weeks in triplets, that's pretty good.
Yeah, she's about. You know what? If they're 4 pounds each, and you got that, you gain an extra 20 pounds. You may not know. I mean, really. You may not know.
Okay.
And if triplets. Oh my God, they're so cute. Oh, the babies are so cute.
They're named Gypsy, Nikki, and Blaze.
They are the bittiest little thing, and one of them has her hands or his hands stuffed up his sister's nose. That is such a little boy. In this picture.
Awesome. He sure does. Oh yeah. Why wouldn't he? That won't be the last time.
Yes, I am dealing with the total mental freak out of bringing my kid to college for the first time. And so and that's going to be it's going to be fascinating. But having to do it like multiple times, because I've said this before. I started the paperwork on kid number 2, and it just never continued. So that's how it's supposed to be. One of her, one of me, and and I'm pooped. Mm-hmm. I am a pooped mama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I kudos to those, honestly, my own mom and everyone else who did this more than one time.
Well, can I just say, because
it's exhausting.
I know it is, but I got to tell you, when there's more than one, I come from a family of 3, and my sister had 3 kids, and 2 of her boys have 3 kids each, okay? And what I've noticed about this is, and the big joke is, there's a million pictures of the first kid, and hardly any of the third.
Oh, yeah.
By the second and third time you start doing these things, not that you don't love them as much, but you're desensitized to it. But this is a big deal.
Yeah, no, my siblings and I are only 3.5 years apart, so my sister did not fare as bad in the no photos department as some other folks have when they're spread out more, stuff going on, or more kids or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, obviously there's a hell of a lot more pictures of me. And I have one kid, and you're sitting in my kid's shrine as it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I found a local photographer that I really liked, and so there's a lot of pictures.
They're great. I love them, and they show her whole progression. Mm-hmm. So hopefully... at least we're glad that your daughter's not going to high school or college, rather, in Florida, because Florida man is at it again.
Yeah, there was an alligator climbing a fence in Florida, too.
I saw that picture. Yeah. That's the damnedest thing. Mm-hmm. This Florida man was...
I was like, no, we have mosquitoes, and if you go a little bit north, there are bears. But I can, the largest thing we've got in the lake is a muskie. No, not pleasant. That's going to leave a gash on you.
They eat loons.
Yeah, but not an alligator.
No, okay, I don't. Yeah, no. So Florida man was seen pedaling a bike in the nude before swiping underwear from a sex store. So police say it all happened Thursday evening in Broward County, Florida, where police say they responded after getting reports from concerned citizens of a naked man riding down the street. After all the calls, the man then entered the sex shop where he donned underwear that he took off the shelf, offered to pay for it with the bicycle. So the store was open. And
honestly, that's, I'm pretty sure, depending what the most expensive, some of the underwear we have, some of the men's lines aren't as many, the fabric's really nice. They cost more than you think it would.
Okay.
But it's nice underwear. So if you've got, this fancy, smancy, $30-some pair of men's underwear, even so, that costs you, markup and all that. A bike wouldn't be a bad deal.
Yeah. Well, apparently...
But I'm guessing the clerk didn't have the permission to do that.
The man... probably not. The man left the shop without paying for the underwear. He also left his bike behind. And then the police reported in a press release the following. The subject left the business, continuing to walk up and down Wilton Drive, where he removed the stolen clothing item again, exposing his sexual organs in public, clearly visible to passing motorists and bystanders.
It's a penis and testicles. Who really cares? But the thing is that you need to be able to, if you really wanted to be naked and ride his bike, he needs to be in Portland, because they're filming... a TV show up there. I have a friend that lives in Portland, and he posted a picture on his social media of the local casting call for folks that were willing to bicycle nude into this television show. Mm-hmm. So he's just in the wrong state. Florida man needs to be Oregon man, and then he can bicycle nude.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So ASOS is a brand that does kind of some wild stuff. And on their Instagram account, they posted an image of these things. They're $46 pants, little, kind of shorts, called Public Desire. And they look awesomely comfy, but they look like you shit your pants.
They're saggy, or they're...
No, they're dyed to look like you shit your pants, basically. And the joke about it is,
Huh? Oh.
It's a dye trend. It's at home. Shit happens. No. Tie-dye look is what they're calling it.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm going to pass.
No. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there, Yeah. Folks are shopping for school and doing different things like that. I'm pretty sure the shit your pants thing is not going to be high on the list.
No, absolutely not.
Things that you need.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. 31-year-old model Ashley Graham is pregnant, and she shared a candid nude photo of herself with her stretch marks and everything.
Oh, was she one of the first plus-size models?
I think so, yeah.
Yep. Meaning like size 12 for freak's sake, but okay, we'll go with that. We discussed that to death already.
Yeah, and she's been in Sports Illustrated. And she goes, this is what girls need to see. We need to see this as a reference for real and relatable women, young and old. Mm-hmm. And, people are just super excited about it. Kourtney Kardashian was also thanked for not editing out stretch marks from a swimsuit photo that she also posted. So, I think this is awesome that they're doing this.
There's plenty of, I mean, I've got a few stretch marks just from making weight loss, on the thighs. And I'm like, I'm not going to hide those. I'm going to go through there. Yeah. We are not flawless individuals.
No, but magazines wanted us. Yeah. Anna Wintour is an evil, evil human being.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fascinating that when cameras and print, immediately folks started trying to change how a human being looked. Mm-hmm. But the person's right there, but I suppose it's...
I know.
Yeah, it's very strange. Honestly, there are some pictures of me. I most of the time take a picture of me. I don't care. Lately, though, I realized that my selfie problem is the fact that I get about 5 chins. I don't particularly like that look, so I've got to work on my selfie thing, but I have short arms, so it's like T-Rex trying to take a fucking selfie. It's just, So I say, I don't care, but then I realize... Certain times the chin, I have to admit, the chin thing sort of gets me. But if someone took a picture of me and you could see the damn stretch marks on my legs, I don't give a shit. Okay. I'm like, I guess I've been lucky that way. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. In other what not to put up in your vagina news.
Oh, Jesus Christ, now what?
Apple cider vinegar.
No.
Apparently,
it's apple cider vinegar everything now, right? I've seen that, drink this and melt fat away. What the hell? Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
So, basically, they're trying to get their vagina tighter. They are using cider vinegar.
Pickling your vagina. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, the supporters say it will not only make the vagina tighter, but also shrinks the vulva, noting that that's something that women have been doing since the Dark Ages. But it's a bad idea. Experts warn, do not do this. It will not make your vagina look any more designer, but it could actually cause infections, irritation, and potential trauma. A gynecologist said this new trend to use cider vinegar vaginally is very worrying from our point of view. It is likely that women are using vinegar due to its acidic and supposedly antimicrobial properties due to recent media coverage about the benefits, but it's not good in the vagina and it will upset the pHs and etc.
Shrink your vulva? Mm-hmm. The whole thing? I'm so confused.
And she goes on to
mild soap and water and a gentle washcloth. You're fine. Splash a little water up there.
Yeah, Well,
oh my God.
She goes on to tell you that what you may think is tightening could actually be irritation and infection.
Yeah.
And then promotes pelvic floor exercises instead.
Oh, I just sort of Googled that. Health Magazine, August 1, 2018, has an article on how your vagina changes as you age.
Okay.
I'll have to read that and maybe post that. Okay, so I had 3 surgeries this year, right? So I am making appointments for everything. I have hit every fucking deductible there is, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I call the doctor, and I'm like, I didn't go in, and I'm like, when was the last time I was in for a PAP? And all this would just go in. And it's like, I remember I've been going to the same practice for like 40 years now, or 35 years, something like that. It's really fun. They asked about, like, are you sexually active, stuff like that. But then they got a little more detailed. You know what I mean? So like that, I'm like, because a lot of times people don't know when you say sex, they just think sort of like penis and vagina sex. And then I'm flipping through and I find a Teen Vogue article on the same thing. What is sex? And I'm like, are we still having this conversation? I mean, I thought we stopped having this conversation when Bill Clinton said, "What's it?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Masturbation is sex, and anal sex is sex, and a blowjob is sex, and a hand job is sex. It's all sex.
Yep.
And yet it's still here. The doctors are asking a few more questions, and then I still see an article in Teen Vogue, and then once again it occurs to me that not everybody's born knowing this stuff. Yeah. So I suppose you have to keep saying it.
Yeah.
But it's all sex.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
There's not not one thing is sex.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I just thought about that for a second.
No, I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. We talk a lot about the company Lilo because they produce.
Yeah, they make a nice vibrator. We don't sell them anymore because they hit a price point that just made people not buy them for us. But it doesn't mean they're not out there.
Okay, well, the company is giving employees up to 4 self-love days a year. So here in the United States, we call in sick or we say we need a mental health day. They give you masturbation days as part of the Benny package.
Well, it did their job. We're talking about them. Because that's the only reason they did that. Yeah. But I still not selling them in my stores.
For sure. For sure. Well, I mean...
they might be available online, because I think a distributor might have them. But they hit a price point, and we've got,
Like, what was the starting point for them?
Well, they started somewhere between, like, $79 and $129 when we first got them in. Yep. And then they started going up over $200. But honestly, maybe it'd be worth it again. The tariffs are actually beginning to affect sex toys.
Really?
We've been getting a lot of letters about... price increases because all the stuff's most of the stuff's made in China. Okay. So we may not have had. I'm pretty sure that's not what anyone was thinking when they were thinking tariffs. But yes, it is affecting your sex toys now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Good to know.
Yep.
Good to know.
So please do not complain to my staff if you don't like the fact that your favorite toy went up, because we had nothing to do with it. It had everything to do with tariffs. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll do. So this is just something that made it in here because it's like really people.
I like a good really people story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the number one rule around Indiana police officer is not to force them with dealing with number 2, okay? And this is a situation where Indiana State Police Sergeant Wheels, he tweeted this. He goes, littering is always bad, but littering by throwing a used diaper out of a car window and hitting a police squad car is asking for a ticket. Especially when the diaper,
I am fascinated. When I worked eons and eons ago, when I worked in, there was a department store called Donaldson's. Yeah. And I would find, they couldn't, go into the restroom and throw it away. I'm not sure where they changed this diaper. But I found, a used Pamper, balled up and sitting on the display in the China department.
That's so gross.
And I'm walking by and I'm like, because I happen to be rather fastidious, that department when I worked was organized with an inch of its fucking life every night. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what? And so I'm like, who the hell left that there? And I see them, on the sides of the road or I'm like, how difficult is it to just, when you get to your destination, to put it in the garbage?
Yeah.
And of course, if you whip it out of a window and it lands on an officer,
yeah,
that's going to be one hell of a littering fine. I mean, you could also get it's almost assault.
It's biomass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons, mind you, that there are no returns of fantasy gifts goods.
Yes.
Most people understand that occasionally someone gets grumpy, but whenever they make a post where they explain their dissatisfaction, I pretty much have everybody else going, "What do you think?" So
yeah.
I don't particularly have to defend myself because everybody else does.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I had almost forgotten about these kids. And in another body positivity story,
mm-hmm.
Rumor Willis, who's the daughter of Demi Moore and Bruce Willis,
mm-hmm.
one of them. They had Rumor and Scout, and I think there's a third one.
Yeah.
But
I thought about naming, I love that book so much.
Which one?
Kill a Mockingbird, whatever. I thought about it at one point, naming the kid Scout, but it just didn't go with my last name.
Yeah.
I mean, Scout Willis works really well. No, it doesn't work very well at all.
Yeah, it's a cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so she spent her childhood in Idaho, and she has moved to Hollywood with her sisters and her parents.
Mm-hmm.
And celebrity blogging was going on and whatever. And she said, at 15. And you see people making all these comments going, well, she has a huge jaw and a potato head and all this. She's 30 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, so...
Okay, that's just not possible. They were just 15. Okay, sorry.
I know. They are 30. She's 30.
Yeah, and I know that Demi is about my age or a little bit older, I think. But, oh, my God. And mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and Bruce, of course, is older. But, okay, sorry.
I
am feeling right now not young. Let's just put it out there. I am feeling not young right now.
Okay, yeah. Well, basically, she said, I was really upset. I didn't understand how to have value in my own self. And she's like, well, okay, so if I get skinny or if I dress the right way or present myself a certain way, then I'll be valued. And she said, desired by men was the way she started to go down that path of thinking that was how she was to be valued.
Well, that's pretty much how our society is set up. Mm-hmm. Things are slowly changing, but some things stay the same.
Yep. So she said she turned to her parents and talked to her mom a lot about it. And she said, you can't read the comments. You could post the most beautiful picture and somebody's going to find a way to rag on you. Mm-hmm. And so she said these days, she's a lot better with herself. And now she actually tells photographers, I guess one photographer really photoshopped her face. And she said, no, you're not allowed to do that to me. And so she has clauses in her contracts if she does anything.
She's 31.
Yeah.
She was born on August 16th, 1988. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Rumor. But yeah, I mean, celebrity kids, there's a couple celebrities like Cate Blanchett, for example. She did I don't know what it was. It might have been 60 Minutes, some, show. And she was walking around Australia with the reporter and it came to the topic of her family. And she's like, my kids are never shown on camera or photographed ever. Mm-hmm. And I don't blame her.
No, not at all. I mean, some people do, and that works for them. But I know a lot of folks, when they're doing it, they're just, because that's not, if the kid hits to be 13, 14 years old and wants to start acting or doing something, yeah.
Yeah.
But then even when they're like, especially since they're under 18, I think that even if they were to perform, if they're out to dinner, they're still kids at that point. You know, you don't really get to do that.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, it's just, there was an actress the other day, and she, it was her and her daughter in the emergency room, and injured herself. But she posted the picture, but then she put a big smiley face over her kid's face, because I don't show them either.
Yeah.
But she was really excited over this, I'm blanking over the actress's name. Kristen
Dunst?
No.
Oh,
she was at...
is she the one that's married?
She's married to Dag Shepard.
Yeah.
Yes. And, but the reason she posted it, she thought she really liked the Children's Hospital, and they have a position there in which there's someone there that helps the kid understand what's going on.
Oh, that's neat.
You know what I mean? They've got a special thing there because they just don't, they're kids.
Yeah.
And sometimes parents can't handle if they're going through that. And she just thought that this was an amazing thing she didn't even know existed because it's the first time there, And she thought, I'm going to do this. But she took a picture of her and her kid, but there's a big old happy face right over the kid's face.
That's awesome.
Because their kids they just don't do that.
That's great.
They're all over social media, but not their kids.
No, good for her. I agree with that. I think that's smart. Here comes Studio Dog.
Hello.
Big shake for you. He's going to come and sit on your lap.
Nope.
He will in a minute. Okay, this is interesting because I know you're carrying CBD products in your stores, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can. Everyone carries them, but we're carrying ones that make sense for us. Certain like massage candles and lubricants, and things that make sense for fantasy gifts. Just because it's got CBD in it doesn't make
Isn't why you're selling it.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, get this. There's a new survey. Gallup actually did this. So 1 in 7 Americans are using CBD-based products, of course, derived from hemp. And so get this, 14% of Americans personally use CBD compared to 50% who do not. 35% said they're unfamiliar. But they said for those that do use them, 40% they said it's for pain, 20% for anxiety, and 11% for sleep.
And there's even products out there for your pets now, too.
I know.
Yes.
And actually, I may or may not have mentioned this here on the show. It's been a long time, though. I do have one pet with real special needs. And she takes, the canine equivalent of psychotropic drugs to control anxiety and some aggression that she deals with. And we are looking for a vet that specializes in that kind of treatment because my goal would be to wean her off of what she's on now and get her onto that because, it's a lot of drugs.
I mean, I know I've said this a few shows back, but I mean, my drive from Chicago to Santa Fe's, I saw tacos, dollar stores, Dollar Tree or Dollar General, and either pot dispensaries or CBD stores. Yeah, I mean, this is what that's what's in between Chicago and Santa Fe. Yeah, just going through there, plenty of it. Yep. But the products have been selling well. I mean, obviously everyone's selling them now, so it's not like I didn't invest in this enormous display because I saw where this was going, and I'm not going to be able to compete with someone who just does that. Yeah. But if it makes sense for fantasy gifts, yeah, we've got it. We just some stuff from Intimate just came in, and I saw Tara pricing it. Cool. So, so they're in stores. Very cool. So this next story is fascinating, but I'm a bit confused by it, so you might have to, add the Colleen take to this and maybe somewhat explain it to me. Okay. Run across it. So there's a case study showing that transgender women treated with hormone therapy can produce viable sperm if treatment is stopped. So they did this. Well, okay, because you haven't removed things. So, right? Right, but, the point is they talk about it. It's new research that was published in the August edition of Pediatrics. A patient had been taking the sex hormone blocker called Lupron for 6 months before discontinuing treatment, and then she was able to produce sperm just 5 months after stopping. And the doctors said, we were interested in examining the timeline for getting viable sperm after stopping masculinity-suppressing medication. And so they went on and they said going on and off gender-affirming medications can cause psychological distress, and they want patients to have discussions with their healthcare providers before they start or stop. So they they studied 3 years, 2015 to 2018, and so they were trying to figure out, what this means for the future. Obviously, it just means that if you go off of them, it doesn't take that long to go back to what your normal or what your hormones were before. I won't use the word normal. Yeah. But you're just going through them. But what I find fascinating about that is that, so when you're having, a period and, and you're not, and your body decides, there's no sperm and there's nothing going through there, and you're dropping all of your, you have less estrogen, so that you shed your lining, which means you have more testosterone. So in other words, that's when you're closer to being a guy. Yet supposedly women are hysterical during that time. Does that mean that guys are hysterical all the time? That's a good question. You're going back and forth. But it just means, if you stop taking something, you're able to go back. It also just means that it's, obviously you got to keep taking it. It's not like there's going to be a point where someone's going to be able to stop taking the hormones they need. Yeah. I just wonder, though, when they say viable sperm, I just wonder if,
if you've been taking blocking drugs,
Mm-hmm.
could it alter, any of the, you know what I'm getting at? Like
women
DNA
take the pill all time long and block stuff.
Oh, okay.
I mean, think
guess,
about
okay,
it. Think about, I mean, that's exactly what birth control is going through there.
I didn't even think about that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes sense.
There.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh.
And then, I love. Okay, so he gets all comfy, but it's a 3-cushion couch, and he's like on the far end. There's a no doggy land between us here.
He's such a, but he's kind of a standoffish dude. And everything in this dog's life is on his terms. So,
well, I like the fact that earlier he was going to exit out the front door, not the back door. There was a particular door of the dog.
Oh, of the car, yes.
The car.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, he's his own man. I'll tell you that. This is interesting. Doctors are banding together, I should say, to ban gay conversion therapy here in the United States. Doctors are trying to. They haven't.
I mean, I know that some states have, but they're finally doing it, like in the American Medical Association and stuff like that. I mean, it's not conversion; it's torture.
Yeah, okay.
They need to call it what it is: gay conversion torture.
Right. Right. Yeah, and so only 18 U.S. states, Colleen, have banned this for people under the age of 18, and no states have banned it for adults. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, and here's a quote from one of the doctors. As a result of lack of regulation on these quote therapies, which include chemical drugs, hormone things, electrical shock, really draconian stuff. He said many adults and children continue to be defrauded, harmed, and traumatized every single day. So he's out of the Boston Medical Center and Boston University School of Medicine.
Yeah.
So he talks about, in addition to the health problems associated with conversion therapy, they can cause economic burdens and then also serious emotional problems.
Yeah, I mean, no one ever asked me if I wanted to be heterosexual. So it occurred to me that nobody ever asked anybody else whatever they wanted to screw. Mm-hmm. It's such a simple concept. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're still dealing with this shit is fascinating. Mm-hmm. It's certainly better than it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 40, 50 years ago, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But still nowhere near where we should be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I was reading this story today, though. This is kind of interesting. I was kind of surfing while I was eating my lunch, and a guy in Canada, Alberta, Canada, father, was looking for a babysitter, mm-hmm. and he was going through a very popular service up there to find one, and he asked the care provider if he was a man or a woman, and he said, "I'm a 28-year-old man." And then the event that the father was going to go to got canceled. And so he never hired a babysitter. So this guy is suing him under their law that says you can't discriminate for $1,000 because he asked him the gender question. And it's not been thrown out yet, but this guy tried it a couple years back as something similar. So I think that people that abuse...
People are assholes no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because you're not... To base your entire thought process on the fact that some people are assholes, that's what the judicial system's for.
Yeah.
It's going through there.
Yeah.
Someone will always try to figure it out. I had to fire an employee that figured out how to fuck in my register. And I'm like, I don't think like a thief. I can't think of every possible thing that someone could do to rip me off.
Yeah.
But after a while, I'm like, this was new. I mean, because generally I can figure something out almost, 1 or 2 shifts. I'll go, fuck. Oh, you know what I mean? This took a little bit longer because it was brand new.
Yeah.
And so if someone can find a freaking loophole, I mean, this person would find a loophole if they were a bowling professional or if they fixed cars, whatever it is. This person, asshole.
Yeah. No, but I think it's particularly egregious when people take advantage of laws meant to protect
others. Yeah.
Others that have been through, if not discrimination, stigma, that kind of thing, and then this other person tries to bastardize it for their own personal gain, I think is another level of shittiness, personally. But that's just me.
Yeah, it's just, too bad, just that there isn't enough. I mean, at least there's enough common sense out there that it's not every day.
Thank God. And enough human decency.
What is with my throat? I think it's the, half the world's burning right now, as we know.
That could be,
and just going through there. Plus the fact that we've had so much rain that I think there isn't... I mean, has everything been blooming all summer long? Oh my freaking God.
Yeah, it sure is pretty, though.
And so I'm noticing it in my throat.
Well, the next time we talk, the girl will be in college.
I know. It's going to be like me and the cats. My house is going to be way too clean.
And you might just, if you start hoarding cats...
No, believe me, there have been plenty of opportunities. My daughter was at a PetSmart recently, and one of my cats is all a gray. That's the boy. And one of the cats is white and gray, and that's the girl, and she's a little bit smaller, a little bit squishier. And she was at the pet store, and there was a sibling pair. The boy was all black, and the girl was a little squishier and was black and white. And it was like I said, okay, does this mean we have to look for an all orange cat and then an orange and white?
Oh yeah, that's a bad path to start down.
I looked at that, and so that's where I realized that if and I'm like, no, 2 cats, plenty. See, that's 2 cats, 3 litter boxes, because I did not know this, but I guess you're supposed to have like 1 more litter box than you have cats.
I have 2 litter boxes and 1 cat.
Yeah, let's go through that.
It works really well.
Yeah, let's go through. And the idea of 5 litter boxes in my tiny house. That is not gonna happen.
Okay.
Just go through.
So that's your checkpoint. That's your guardrail right there.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if a friend unexpectedly died and someone needed to take their animals, yes, but not but just go out and get no.
Okay.
No.
I'm glad to hear that, Colleen.
No.
Have sex instead.
Yeah. That seems to be a pretty reasonable concept. Yeah. Yeah.